It is nice having you once again, yes, on your program, The Economy Today. And we want to look at financing businesses in Nigeria. Yes, how to finance businesses. And that is what we'll be talking about, because a majority of the biggest problem most entrepreneurs have is financing their businesses. They will either complain that, oh, what the government is saying is not true. They have gone to the Bank of Industry, they have gone to the banks, they have gone to, different kind of, and there are different schemes that the government has also laid down. But yet, most of them are still finding it so hard. A lot have even packed up and left the shores of this country. And it is quite saddening that these businesses are the businesses that are supposed to be the engine room of every economy. I have in the studio a young man who is also an entrepreneur and who is striving to also not just empower himself, but empower other people, both young people and maybe probably women also. And he will be speaking on this topic, financing businesses. Ademola Oyetunji, you're welcome.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me today.
Yes. Now, finance itself. The word finance is money. It's just money, everything money, whether it's in deficit or it's in the other part where it surplus or whatever. It is just like that. It is buying and selling. It is whatever. It is services. It is everything. Finance is involved in it. Whether you are giving out something of a service, your brain or whatever, your knowledge, you are going to be paid for, or you are also paying for to get that knowledge or to sell that goods or services being produced. For you now, who is an entrepreneur, a young entrepreneur for that matter, how would you describe you coming to this level, from years past to this level on the area of financing?
Thank you. You see, financing, when you mention finance in Nigeria, I think financing businesses in Nigeria is not as easy as people might think. And it's not as easy as banks will do adverts. It's not as easy as even when government will say there's intervention fund for people to key into and benefit. I'm saying this because I know and have engagement with various government agencies regarding intervention fund. I've been engaging banks on different levels regarding finance. Now, let me start from government aspect, which is intervention fund. I think this regime brings about different interventions. Let me talk about agricultural financing first. Agricultural financing, federal government brings about what we call Anchor Borrowers Program, ABP. And in that, we were thinking that they will make use of the existing Bank of Agriculture to do that. But they miss it. Why they come up with NIRSAL, and the whole of, they come up with another one, NIRSAL Microfinance, and the whole of thing is not just achieving results. I said it on the radio interview that I have last week Monday, that Anchor Borrower program is just a lie. It's a lie. If they want to prove me wrong, they should bring somebody from their office to come and defend and tell the public how many people benefited from Anchor Borrowers program, how many identified crop benefited, and how many in that crop, in what region, in what state, and they should give evaluation report, and let's see what we're talking about. That scheme is nullity.
What you're trying
now, financing agriculture, I'm still mentioning.
Okay, now, yeah, what you're saying in effect is that some of these schemes, they look genuine, but they are fraudulent underground.
Yes, I won't say fraudulent, but in the real time, they are not there. Most of them, those ones that are there, I will do the analysis here. But the Anchor Borrowers program, do you know that there is a project we are supposed to carry out about 500 hectares of cassava farm in Ondo State? All the dues, the marking, they have to pay marking, they have this is done. We did that through NIRSAL Microfinance. Up to now, going to 2 years now, we have paid everything necessary, me and a partner. And this partner is not just even a small person, he's a king in Ondo State. With all the people that we know, pay everything, they haven't disbursed. Now imagine that is the means of livelihood and the man is not doing anything, or the beneficiaries that are supposed to benefit are not doing anything. Tell me what will have become of them. Now, from that, are they not going to resort to crime? And that is it. Now, that is Anchor Borers program that I know. If they said they are doing it, who are they doing it for? Maybe some friends of the bankers, maybe some friend of the NIRSAL. The MD of NIRSAL will come and say blah, 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 blah. But in reality, there's no, we are not getting anything. So that is the regarding Anchor Borers program. Now, another intervention that is good to go is Bank of Industry. Bank of Industry is not political. They are doing it. Of course, I have testimony of people that have assisted. I guide them and okay, do it this way, do this way. They got it. And they are doing well. But anything that has a CBN to NIRSAL or all those things, forget it. If they have contract, they should come and defend it. So that's that. Then financing businesses in Nigeria. I think what we need to do, if government comes up with a program, a good program for that, I mean, to ease the burden or to create more employment or to, as a catalyst to businesses and to make things happen, there should be evaluation. I've said it on a program like that. There should be evaluation team who monitors and make sure this thing, achieve results. This projected, set goal. So, but in Nigeria, it's not like that. That money will just be earmarked, and some people will just be playing with it, buy car with it, travel abroad with it, marry second wife, and do all sorts of things with money that's supposed to create employment, with money that's supposed to, brings down the rate of unemployment and crime, because the value chain of that idleness is large.
Let me get you here right now. The government is on its part is saying we are disbursing these funds. We have all these agencies or these ministries or these schemes for people to get empowered or get the funds, the right funds they need. But these agencies, or rather the schemes on itself, are not disbursing the funds as it is just ending up somewhere. Yeah. Is it a structural issue?
It's a structural issue. I will say it's a structural, because when the money from CBN get to prevention, I think, at NIRSAL, how many people get this money? And if you don't get it, has the money been returned back to CBN? Agmises, that's another. Let me make sure about Agmises. Agmises is a pool of funds put together by the bankers committees. Out of their profit, they have to donate. I think
they will donate a particular percentage.
Yeah, a percentage. So to create employment, to give to people. Do you know a lot of fraud that went into that? Initially, they say it's 10 million naira per individual. Some people pay as high as 20, 30, 40,000 to EDC, that is Entrepreneurial Development Center. They are appointed to train and all that, because it's those centers that will train and enlist you at the end of the day, people don't get it. Now they are saying that they want to restructure the scheme. What of the people that have been waiting and they don't get the scheme? They are not benefiting. Some people benefited, but a large number of people didn't, and they did what they are supposed to do. So in this kind of thing, who is asking the question? I expect the government who come up with the initiative, or the CBN, or whoever that is in Department of Finance in the CBN, to come up and say evaluation, give reports of what we have done. But nobody is asking the question. Now they say they want to restructure that, they want to reduce from 10 million to 3 million naira. Okay, even at that, where are we? And this money is there because banks make more money every year. As a matter of fact, they declare billions. And out of it, some percentage has been, designated for this purpose, and it's there idle. It cannot be there idle. I know some people are using the money, and that money is supposed to create employment and solve some problem, but nobody is asking any question. Though bank has their own issues, bank charge unreasonably sometimes, most of the time. I see financing. We are talking about financing. Do you know that bank? We are going to get there, but we need to cry aloud. And I thank KAFTAN TV for giving me this kind of platform to do what we are doing. Because this advocacy had to go even beyond this. And we are going to take it around. Bank will charge you. We want to get finance.
Let me come, before we come to these bank charges now, you understand, and how bank charges. So we'll go for a very short break and I'll be right back. And yes, we're discussing financing of businesses now. And Ademola Oyetunji is really reeling out and saying a whole lot about how the government set up schemes that are supposed to help entrepreneurs, help people who are in business, help businesses grow and not living up to their required expectations. And in our next, discussion, the same discussion, the next question is going to be on how bank charges affect them also. And, if the banks actually give out these loans on the required interest rates. I'll go for a very short break and I'll be right back. Welcome back. You're still onto the economy today, and we're discussing financing businesses in Nigeria. Yes, financing businesses, especially the small-scale businesses. And we all are aware that a lot of businesses have actually shut down. Some have moved into some other countries just to survive. And a lot of people have actually closed the shop and left the shores of the country entirely to go and start a new lease of life. And my guest has been speaking on the issue of how government, set up schemes, set up agencies to help finance businesses, help finance, small-scale businesses, help finance so many other things are not helping at all. Only they are getting the negative results. But we all know that there's some few people who are getting this money, but they are not also in business. They're just using it for personal gains. But our next question is going to be on the banks right now. Ademola Oyetunji is still here. So you were going to talk about how the banks, what they are able to give and on the interest rates, and if they are even giving at all. Yeah. I mean, what's the experiences with the banks?
Well, the thing is, we have some banks now that are coming up with what Nigeria economy or what Nigeria business environment needs, and that is zero interest.
Zero interest.
Yeah, on profit and loss sharing. Some banks are coming up to do that now. I'm not going to be advertising for them. Actually, I'm one of the advocates of that kind of scheme to come on board. The former CBN governor initiated such then, but people misquoted him, that he wanted to Islamize Nigeria financial system, though the scheme is actually from Islamic nation idea and practice, that you borrow without paying interest. Then we share profit or we share loss, as the case may be. But because Nigeria bank are lazy, and because even the CBN and the people at the CBN, maybe because they are one-time staff of the big boys who owns the banks, they cannot speak the truth to them. What Nigeria system needs most is what we call that's Islamic banking. That is zero interest, profit or loss sharing. How do I mean? You don't charge me interest. I'm a business owner. I have the idea. I have the expertise. I know how to do this. Ask me for my business plan. Ask me to define my SWOT analysis. If it's convincing enough, you finance. And on partnership level, then it's not going to be whether if you make profit, we share this percentage. If you make loss, we share this percentage, and we agree, we sign. Then you are going to be involved as a bank in the business. That is Islamic business. But because Nigeria banks, they get money even without stress. They charge us unreasonably. The higher interest rate they get, all of this thing makes them to be lazy. And they don't want to do the real banking, because banks are supposed to be catalysts to economic development, but they're not there. That's why you see that some guys from Lebanon, or Indian, they will collect the letter of credit from there and bring to this place, and they will give them moratorium of 1, 2 years. They bring it to our bank. I use our money to give to them, and they are doing business here. You see them employing our people, paying them peanuts. Yes, but our own bank, they are not sensitive to what we are talking about, the real financing. A bank, I will not want to mention the name. If I mention this, you will know what I'm saying. They advertised last year, 2 years ago, that you have an idea, bring it. And at the end of the day, I went to the bank, about 4 of their branches, they are saying that they don't even know anything about it. Why do you not do billboard? Why are you deceiving the public? So they don't even finance startup. And they say, I have an idea, come to our bank. And they've wasted resources of even the shareholder that are supposed to share profit at the end of the, they use that, they will save cost of advert for running and all of these things.
Now, I want to ask a very salient question now, specifically on banks now. The setup of Nigerian banks, do you think they are properly set up to even in any way impact on businesses?
Well, I would say
positively.
The setup of Nigerian bank, especially I would say commercial bank, and even the microfinance bank, they are not set up to create businesses, to make business work. If they are, our interest rate as a developing country should be 1 digit across board. If not for government intervention that we are talking about, that even is not easy assessing the one of agriculture at the primary production on agric, the one of secondary production, what I mentioned that Bank of Industry, which they are doing very well. People are getting it. If you follow the procedure, it's very simple as ABCD, which I will define it before I leave. Now, bank in Nigeria, the way it is not meant to create employment. It's not meant to solve Nigerian financial problem. They just make Nigerian system. Yes. Why I said so is, in UK, find out, in UK, in US, in all of these advanced countries, we are still having 3% per annum. 1 year, 2 year moratorium. Why can't it happen in a developed country like we have? And very funny, why MPC...
Nigeria is not a developed country.
Developing.
Country. We're still a third world country.
Yeah. Developing. We're still struggling. We have recession every now and then, inflation and everything. So we are still developed. Now the developed, they are charging as low as 3%, 4% per annum. And with moratorium of 1 year, 2 year. So tell me how business will not do fine there. Now, you want me to borrow 28%, at the end of the day, admin charge and the rest of them 30-something% per annum, and with somebody that borrow 3% per annum and do business and compete well. Tell me, how are we going to do it? Now, I wonder, every now and then, the CBN will come and say their MPC, they have to maintain a prime lending rate at 11 or 80%, whatever. On what basis? It's just because they have to say yes to their boss, who, of course, are the owner of the big banks. Of course, our governor, CBN, he works with the bank before. So, and the boss is still alive. You don't want to, do anything that will rubbish his boss. And that's the problem we are having here in Nigeria.
The issue of loyalty. And allegiances to
and nobody is
people.
asking questions. And I even expect our president or the economic team to look into that. They go to other countries. They know what is happening in all those countries that I mentioned. They know.
But it's not obtainable here.
They know. Why can't we do it there? Tell me why. Majority of our banks in Nigeria, they go to IFC. IFC is a baby of World Bank. They go to that IFC and other these banks I'm talking about. They get this loan at that 3%, 2% per annum with 2 years, 3 years moratorium. Bring it to Nigeria and lend to us at that useless rate of 28%, 30%.
They are doing business.
They are doing business. Oh, they are doing business at whose expense? And you see them riding on jeeps. And now these are things that brings about crime. When somebody who is striving, who works, didn't get the right results, and somebody just leave house in the morning, go to AC inside the AC and do this stuff, is paying armed robber salary, and they're riding on jeeps, they buy this, they do on press. So tell me how people will not resort to crimes. The job that they're supposed to create to engage these people is not there. There's no money to create these jobs. Now tell me how we are not going to have more problem. So the issue of crime in Nigeria, I've said it, is in job creations, empowerment, capacity building. That's why we can solve this problem of a crime in Nigeria. So if you want to solve the insecurity in Nigeria, we need to change our financial system.
We need to change our
financial system. And our financial system should not be that somebody, you have to know somebody, you have to know somebody. If I have good idea, if I have good business plan, my bank should be able to listen to me. But most of the time, it wasn't like that. It's not like that. You see the bank manager that will be like, who refer you? Who is this? And at the end of the day, people got frustrated. I'm a leader of many people. I lead, I have an NGO, I have a cooperative, and I'm saying that sack your back and come, bring your money to the cooperative and let's borrow ourselves. It's zero interest. And we've been achieving results in that regard.